Hey everybody, we have Ellie Swenson here. She is going to be demoing our 11U Masters FINA endurance course for our upcoming sectionals competition on May 9th. We will explain all the rules at the end of the video. All right, starting off, obstacle 1. Clear. Obstacle 2. And clear. Obstacle 3. Clear. Obstacle 4. Clear. Obstacle 5. Clear. Obstacle 6. Clear. Clear. Obstacle 7. Clear. Obstacle 8. Clear. Clear. Obstacle 10. Clear. Obstacle 11. Clear. Obstacle 12. And time. Hey everybody, Dusty here. I'm going to go through the rules for our 11U and Masters FINA Endurance course coming up for our sectionals competition. General rule throughout the entire course, there will be no incidental contact with the floor, crash pads, or trussing throughout the entire course, and same thing with mounting hardware. Any incidental contact will result in an automatic fail, and you progress to that next obstacle. Also, every obstacle has a point A and a point B. Each point B will turn into point A for that next obstacle. So if you overshoot a dismount or fall back, it would be a fail on either the next or previous obstacle. Oh my gosh, why? And there will be some height adjustments for our Masters division. All right, starting off with our first obstacle, you'll be on the orange pad. You're allowed to use the green ring. You got cannonball, banana, T-hold, banana. Again, just a reminder, make sure we're not grabbing up on that mounting hardware. And finishing off with our orange pad on the end. All right, so something like the banana, we've got to make sure that we are not wrapping up. We need to be able to see that eye bolt. So any grips like that, if we cannot see that eye bolt, that is where we would call the fail. All right, this is point B, and then point A for our next obstacle. You've got your flywheel coming over to the trapeze bar. You're allowed to use any part of the Eiffel Tower, so you can use the cliffhangers. You can use the black part of the Eiffel Tower as well. And then you've got your second flywheel to dismount to our orange pad. That is your point B, and then point A for our next obstacle. We're starting off with the Space Invader. You've got a lache to the dog bone. You are allowed to catch any part of the dog bone that you choose. And dismounting to our point B. This then becomes point A. For our next obstacle, you've got your tire platform. You've got your quad steps. You are allowed to use hands and feet on these quad steps. You've got your rope to swing across to our point B. And then that is point A. For our next obstacle, you've got your Bosu ball. You've got your tire platform. Another Bosu heavy bag. The blue on the trampoline. And white. And then tire platform to get to our point B. All right, this is then point A for the next obstacle. For this obstacle, the spirit of the obstacle, you are not allowed to start spinning the revolver until you are hanging from it. So you cannot stand on that orange pad and spin it to raise up that ring. You must get onto the revolver to start raising that ring up. You must place this purple ring into the anchor before you can progress through the rest of the obstacle. All right, well, so once that purple ring is in that anchor, then you can come through. We will have these two rings here, so you only need to transfer the yellow rings to make our way to our orange pad. You are not allowed to use your hands on the anchors as well, just the rings. All right, the second orange pad here is going to be your point B, and then point A for our next obstacle. You're allowed to use any part of the gold special delivery. For the throwback, you are allowed to kick it or hit it as Coach Ellie demonstrated. So, we'll not be using the handles there. You will flip that up. The bottom end will swing down, and then you can progress forward to our trapeze bar. Blue special delivery, and dismounting to the orange pad. That is your point B, and then point A. For our next obstacle, nice little lower body. You got your two squishies, your 4 quad steps to get to the orange pad, and that is your point B. All right, on to our next obstacle. We're going to be taking these talons inside the cheese walls. You must go in through the holes to get to the rings. You cannot come from the sides of them. So you must go up inside to hook onto those rings. Now, if, as you are placing it, we end up hooking on the cheese walls and connecting it with it like that, that is okay. We are just not allowing any weight-bearing use of the talons on the cheese walls. That's just for safety purposes because those boards do flex. So if they happen to hook, that's okay. But if we are full on weight bearing on those, we will call that a fail. So as we are placing those talons through those rings, and then we're going to continue on with the talons through the rest of the rings after that. This is where the rings will be raised up for our taller friends. Our dismount pad is the point B right here. And then point A for our unstable bridges. You have 2 descending unstable bridges to make our way to our orange pads. And coming around into our point B. All right, our last 2 obstacles are a continuation obstacle. So this will be obstacle 11 and 12. We will have a box for our shorter friends if needed, but we'll be traversing across the bar. From the end here, you'll be lacheting over to the salmon ladder bar. If you land the lache and demonstrate control on that salmon ladder bar, you will get your point for the bar traverse. If you happen to lache to it and slip off, that would be a fail on this obstacle. And then we will make sure to have a box if you need to get up to begin the final obstacle, obstacle 12. We'll be hopping that salmon ladder bar up the rungs to dismount to our orange pad. And this will be an honor pass because the buzzer will be on the opposite side of this. So if you go past that, that is okay, but your time will stop when you hit the buzzer. All right, everybody, there's a 4-minute time limit. Good luck. We will see you at sectionals.